Rodrigo.
Yep.
Is it Rigo or Rigo?
Rigo.
Rodrigo. Well, there you go. Cavs tonight, 7 o'clock against the Magic. That is Game 3 in that playoff series. Down there in Orlando for Games 3 and 4 at the Kia Center. 7 o'clock tonight on the Buzzard. That is your tip-off. 6:30 is when that pregame will get going. Alan, I'm 48, and I'm about to be a bridesmaid for 2 former students, and the whole crew is in their 20s. I said there was no way I was going downtown, no matter what VIP service there is, because I'm not there to babysit a bunch of kids. I'm not spending $150 for a party bus. Nails, hair, and makeup for $325 before tip. Yeah, listen, Mary's right. You got to go all in, right? I mean, if you're part of but people really do get upset because
they want it to be their big day and they're like shocked, like, you wouldn't spend $600 for me? And
well, but the situation that Josh was talking about was from a very wealthy guy.
Right.
Guy who should have.
His wife isn't close with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A guy who conceivably could, pick up a couple of things here and there. But who knows? Boy, imagine that. I'm still a little confused by his story when I said, how did the guy's wife die? And he said she
died in a fire.
Died in a fire, yeah, but she was living downtown or she was in a building downtown?
She was in a building,
like an
apartment building downtown in St. Louis.
It wasn't up to code.
It wasn't up to code, and she died in the fire.
But he wasn't with her. Was it their apartment? It was his ex-wife.
His friend's ex-wife.
His friend's.
He's saying was his friend not
Was his friend not at home? Yeah, was that their apartment or they
traveling or out of town?
Maybe something weird went on there.
Was it set up?
Yeah, maybe.
They were actually coming after.
Did they find any accelerant around the building? I was reading that Owen Wilson turned down $12 million when they wanted to cast him in a movie that was about if O.J. was innocent. It was a movie called The Juice. And the premise of the movie was that O.J. Simpson was innocent. And they wanted Owen Wilson to play an attorney, a guy named Doug McCann. And he said no. No, thank you. No, I don't want to be in a movie that pretends that O.J. didn't kill a bunch of people. I mean, they're making it with other people, described as a satirical thriller. The film is focused on Doug McCann, who represented, he was O.J.'s civil lawyer, the one that he ended up going to jail for. But, O.J. died owing like 9 figures to the Goldman family. And with every passing day, the lawyer that he had designated as the executor of his will, with every passing day, this guy would have a new kind of story. First, he was like, I'm going to see to it the Goldmans get nothing. And then the next day, he was like, I needed, my blood sugar was low or something, and so I'm going to back off of that a little bit. And then the next day, he was like, O.J. didn't have any money anyway. He owed everybody money. So they're not going to get any because Citibank's not going to get any or Discover's not going to get any. Would you take $12 million to be in a movie that says O.J.'s innocent?
I would, yes. But I'm not.
But you're not Owen Wilson?
I'm not Owen Wilson. I could use the $12 million.
It's a movie, though. Like, people know it's not real.
But if you're Owen Wilson and you have, I don't want to be part of this.
Yeah, he's got some thoughts on it,
yeah,
I guess.
He's got enough money to say, I don't need the $12 million. I don't want to be part of that. But, for me, I'll take the 12.
I don't know if there's many things I wouldn't do for $12 million, to be 100% honest with you.
The director had lunch with Owen Wilson. He said, I had a meeting with him in Santa Monica. Everybody loved the script. His agent told him to do it. We offered him $12 million. At the end of the lunch, he stood up and said, if you think I'm going to take a lead role in a movie about how O.J. didn't do it, you've got to be kidding me. Thank you, but no thank you. So they've cast someone else in the role, and they're going to be done filming by this October. And it'll come out sometime next year.
Good for him.
Charlotte Kirk will play Nicole Brown Simpson. I think she's a British actress. She's pretty cute. And Boris Kodjoe, if you're familiar with that actor, he's a good-looking dude, too. He is going to play O.J. Simpson. He's on some TV show now. Oh, they've already got a teaser for it. Oh, I see. The Jews. So, yeah, it's satire about if O.J. hadn't done it.
Especially if it's satire, count me in. 12 million. Sign me up.
Yeah. Not a lot of things. There are probably plenty of things you wouldn't do for $12 million, Mary.
I'm saying there's probably not a lot of them, though.
Just a few.
I wouldn't kill somebody.
You wouldn't kill
Unless
somebody
they,
for
like,
$12 million.
deserved it.
Well, people can convince themselves. Deserve is a weird word.
Like a pedophile or something.
Oh, pedophiles
what I mean?
deserve to die.
Yes.
I mean,
If
you
you
are a
are-
noted sex offender on this show, so
if you
this is a
are
bit of a pivot
having-
for you.
If you are having sex with underage people, children,
Mhm.
against their will, yeah, I don't think you have much.
Not incarcerated. They should be deprived of
offer.
life.
I would, even if it's, I mean, against the will was a weird thing to add in there. Like, they're not of mine.
Well,
to,
sometimes
yeah.
they say, well, oh, she was 16, or you know what I mean, like.
Still, give him a little killing.
I'll kill him.
Give him a little
I have
killing.
No problem with that. I
You
have
know
absolutely
what?
no
This guy
problem
deserves a killing.
being on record saying that.
Well, so $12 million, and
But if they were like, you have to kill a random person, I wouldn't do that. That
Well,
I can't.
remember that
can't do
movie,
The
The
Box?
Box, where
Yeah.
they're like, if you hit the button, you get $1 million, but somebody dies.
Yeah.
And then did the parody of it on. There was like just a sketch on YouTube, and like, if you push this button, somebody dies, and he just keeps pushing it. It's like, stop pushing the button, man.
Yeah. He doesn't even get done with his spiel. The guy pushes the button. In the movie, it's this existential, it was
Yeah.
James Marsden and Cameron Diaz, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
One of her last movies before she retired. Although she's coming out of retirement.
Oh,
Cameron
Charlie's
Diaz.
Angels 3.
No, she's coming out to do a favor for somebody. She's
The Mask 2.
not The Mask 2. No, she's doing
There's something about Mary.
Something about Merry Christmas.
Worst Teacher.
Mm.
No, she's I don't know what it's going to be, but I was reading a story about her a while ago. They're like, she's coming out of retirement. She just had a kid. She's 51. Had another kid. She's married to that Good Charlotte dude. And they just had another kid. They've been together a long time. And she'll be showing up again. Cameron Diaz didn't do it for me, but I know a lot of people liked the cut of her jib, boy. There were a lot of people back in the day that were way into Cameron Diaz. And her movies made a lot of money. So she could get out of the biz. They're worried that there's going to be we're looking at a chocolate pandemic.
Oh no.
That the cacao trees in West Africa are being ravaged by a COVID-like viral pandemic. Half of the world's chocolate comes from West Africa. And they're trying to give these plants vaccines, essentially, to kill the disease. Because obviously viruses don't just target humans. So chocolate is facing its own COVID-19 pandemic. Now, is that worse or better than the human one?
Worse.
Worse. A chocolate pandemic is worse than the human one. You are
Yeah.
correct.
Thank you.
It's called the cacao swollen shoot virus disease.
Man, swollen shoot would have gotten people way more focused on wiping out COVID than
Yeah.
just calling it COVID. If they would have called it swollen shoot disease, we would be like, oh, we gotta figure this out.
We have to
together.
get our
Yeah.
best international minds on this. I mean, they did it pretty quickly as it is, all told. But yeah, swollen shoot. So yeah, this rots these plants. And, if you ever watch a documentary on the chocolate trade, I would say don't. But if you do, that decimates entire communities. There's kids out there harvesting your chocolate. Now, that's probably your milk chocolate. Your dark chocolate is probably perfectly fine. It's probably harvested only by adults.
Cruelty-free.
With all of their papers checked. It's that god-awful milk chocolate that you really got to keep an eye on.
The same bean, man. Same ass beans.
But they are manufactured differently. So, yeah, there could be a chocolate shortage. And that's great news for chocolate companies. It seems counterintuitive, but anytime there's something like this, they can jack the prices way up because they know we'll pay it. And then when the worst is over, they just don't put the prices back down. They go, nah, you're used to it now. This is great for us. There's nothing better than supply line issues in 2024. Nothing better for a company than supply line issues. Oh, my God. Because people have the money. Somebody's got the money to buy what they're selling, and they just won't drop the prices. So a chocolate pandemic could be in front of us.
This is Willy Wonka's worst nightmare.
So for you hoarders or you preppers, or your parents have chocolate in the basement?
I don't think so.
No? It's not part of it?
I think it's I don't know what they got.
I mean, I would
don't know
think
what they're doing.
I would think for people who
Just two of them now, so they don't need it like they used to. But
yeah.
There's all of us. But.
You never hear about, people, suburban preppers or preppers of any ilk. You never hear about them stocking up on chocolate. And that seems like something that would make you so happy in a post-apocalyptic
I
situation.
don't know how shelf stable it is.
Yeah.
It's not going to last you years and years and years.
Put it in a box.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it comes
Is
in
that
a box.
chocolate okay? It's been in a box.
I don't know what
We
the
put
problem
it.
is
We
here.
put it in a box. Alan said if it's in a box, it'll be fine.
The air can't get into a box,
Right.
What kind of box?
a
It needs to be
locked box, like a
airtight.
safety deposit box. You put it in one of those gasket tubs, and then when you open it up, you've got delicious fresh chocolate.
I think it's more sustainable rice and beans
All
and
right,
things like that.
legumes. Yeah, no, I get that, but I mean, people they got those doomsday buckets, right? You open them up.
Those are also furniture, so it's stylish.
Right. All right, well, then come up with chocolate buckets. You can sit on them, turn them right over. When you're done eating your powdered lasagna, the apocalypse is going to be awesome.
I'm not sticking around for it. I'm getting out of here.
I know, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and fight through the apocalypse. What?
What do you like?
It's gonna be terrible.
Well, it's
To
not
live
gonna,
a awful post-apocalyptic life.
yeah, but we
No.
don't know what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds bad.
what if you prematurely take yourself out? And then
I'm not gonna take myself out, but I'm not gonna act like I need to be around for
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
if you're not going to take yourself out, then you will be living through it.
until I get taken out.
Oh,
But
you're going to wait for somebody to
gonna
take
try
you
and-
out.
I'm gonna try and live my life as normal as I can until
I
they
see.
take me out.
Yeah, but that could happen now.
Exactly. And that's what I've been doing.
Living your life the way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's the best.
I
Have a
think
great life.
I think post-apocalypse would be, because it's nothing you've ever, I'm always looking for new experiences, and it's nothing you've ever done before. So you're like,
You're gonna
oh,
get
okay.
taken out so fast just because everyone would be like, "There's the tonic water, dark chocolate, no butter guy. Get him."
No, nobody's going to want what I have. You're missing the genius in my plan here.
Yeah, but just
no one's going to want what I have.
because there's no laws. They're gonna be like, "All right,
They're going to just pass me by.
I don't know about that."
What do you have? Tonic water, dark chocolate, and no butter. No butter is what I have. And they go, ugh.
No
God.
butter, no butter, no butter, no butter, no butter, no butter.
And they'll go right past me.
Actually, you know what? Alan makes a good point for himself because people would keep him around. They're like, the dude only eats a quarter bagel a day. Like, he's not using a lot of our resources.
I don't know, but then there's other things. He's gonna get on someone's nerves.
I'm going to get on someone's nerves? Well, listen, I mean, everybody's going to be on everybody's nerves.
Right, that's what I'm
in
saying.
the
Like it's gonna
apocalypse.
be, and I'll be already dead. So everybody like, oh.
We're going to have to find...
Bill would be a nice buffer between me and Alan right now.
We're going to have to find a way to not get on each other's nerves. We're going to have bigger fish.
We can't do that now.
We're gonna
And
have-
It's not the apocalypse.
Well, it's because everybody's all fat and sassy and comfy. The apocalypse, when you got real problems, you're not going to have the luxury of worrying about getting on people's nerves, trying to stay alive.
Yeah, but it's gonna be heightened, agitated people. Like everything's gonna be more violent, I think.
Probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
If everybody's getting on everybody's nerves, they're going to kill off the people who are using more resources first.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's costing us extra bread, and he won't shut up about things or whatever, he or she. Whereas Alan, I think...
Yeah, she won't shut up about things.
He.
She won't shut up about things. No, we'll figure it out. I will absolutely not take up a lot of resources. That's part of my plan, part of the big picture.
It's a good plan.
I think so. My mama didn't raise no dummies.
I don't know how I'd fare in these situations. I would always like to think I'd be the guy, smart. I'm good at puzzles.
A lot of puzzles in the apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta think on your feet. I'm pretty quick, quick-witted.
Mm-hmm. That'll come in handy.
I think that'll come in handy.
Tell me a joke or I'm gonna murder you. It doesn't work like that. Well, you might be the guy. Who knows? Mary's Furiosa.
Yeah.
Shaves her head.
And
The whole
loses an arm.
Everybody answers to me.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to convince like 3 or 4 people that you know what you're doing, and then make them convince everybody else.
Oh, so it's like a pyramid scheme.
100%.
I see. It's like the Amway of the post-apocalyptic whatever.
You make like 2 real strong dudes pledge their allegiance to you and fall in love with you, and then they protect you at all costs, and then they train their subordinates.
Wow.
Why are you laughing? This is a flawless plan.
Where are you going to meet these dudes? You know comics. You don't know.
No, I know people. I mean, out in the ether, we're just out there, and we're all trying to survive, and I got to find 2 of the big ones.
Out in the ether.
Yeah.
All right.
How many non-comedian friends do you have out in New York?
Probably like 40.
She got her fake grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob,
that
like
that
90.
are always in Mexico.
She'll be able to
Like,
hunker down.
Can't hang out tonight. We're in Mexico again.
She'll be able to hunker down in their apartment.
I'll go to a gym.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hear the apocalypse is coming. I'll join a gym, and then I'll rope in 2 of those. Or 5.
Yep.
Well, I didn't know you had this planned out.
All I'm saying is that it's not as hard as people think. You just got to play the mind game part of it and let everyone else do the dirty work.
All right, so pretend Alan and I are big, strong men.
No,
I know you're an actor and stuff now. We got management, so you have to be able to do this kind of stuff. How are you going to convince us to follow you and then train people on your behalf?
Psst, hey, little one. I've got
Little one.
I've got tonic water over here. Just for you.
Yes, mistress.
It's your own private stuff. See, he's done. That's it. That's all it takes.
All right, I'm convinced. I realize you had these persuasive powers.
You realize? You realize how persuasive I can be?
Yeah.
Psst, tiny guy.
Twisted world. The end is drawing near. He's got a tricky mind. She's the one they all fear with. But smile and a riddle, she'll make you lose your way. In this apocalyptic game, it's a puzzle you can't sway. Got zombies knocking at her door, but she's never on the run. Cryptic with her words, she'll keep you on the edge, hun. With humor and a soul, she'll make you laugh and cry. Navigating through the darkness with a twinkle in her eye. The clock is ticking, time is slipping. Mary's got a plan, she's weaving through the chaos with a puzzle in her hand.
She's weaving through the chaos with a puzzle in her hand.
I love it.
Yep, she did it.
Sideways twisted world. The end is drawing near. Mary's got a tricky mind. She's the one they all fear.
Yes.
With a smile and a riddle, she'll make you lose your way in this apocalyptic game. It's a puzzle you can't sway.
It's a puzzle you can't sway. That makes
Listen.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Mary's got a
wasn't convinced
plan.
until I heard the songs, and now I get it.
Music soothes the savage beast. One more time. Weaving through the chaos with a puzzle in her hand.
Yes.
It's better than that.
Better get on my good side now.
I'm going to take a break here. Want to go see the band Our Last Night. If you dig them, they're coming to Cleveland to do a show at the House of Blues in a few weeks. So I will have those for you after the break. And then your very last